Hey y'all, Tracy here with Just Dig It Farms. It is a rainy day here on the farm, which we're so grateful for. We haven't had rain in probably 2 months or more, and we're so grateful for this slow drizzle of rain all day. I have plans to do a fun project today and plant some of my containers. So rain or shine, I'm going to get them done. And we're going to start with planting my GreenStalk here on my porch. I love having this GreenStalk right here. It's so nice to be able to just walk out the kitchen door, which is right there, and come out here and harvest whatever is growing in the GreenStalk. I'm going to be planting my GreenStalk today with my Chandler strawberries that I got in the other day from Hoss Tools. And I'm also going to mix it up with some of these cute little red violas. I think it'll just be beautiful out here on the porch for Christmas time. Y'all, look at the beautiful maple that's in the background here. That is Autumn Blaze maple, and I got that actually out of the burn pile when I worked at Petals from the Past, and I saved it and babied it for quite a few years in a container. And we planted this here on the farm maybe about 4 years ago now, and it is really starting to shape up and fill out. It is so beautiful. The colors on this Autumn Blaze is just gorgeous in the fall. In my GreenStalk here, I have some soil that's in here, and this is soil that is left over from the last planting that I had in here. And when I cleaned out all of the dead and everything, I just went through all of the soil and pulled out any that had like bigger clumps of roots. I pulled out all those root clumps, pulled all of that out, just loosened up my soil, and it's still really good soil. And I'm going to come in today with some Happy Frog. I love this Happy Frog. I hate that it's so expensive now, but I sure do love it. It's really good potting soil. And I'm just going to freshen up each little container here in my GreenStalk. Just going to top this off really good, kind of mix it up a little bit with the old soil, and it'll be ready to plant. I've got all of the different little containers here on the GreenStalk freshened up with some good, healthy potting soil, and I'm just watering it in really good right now. I love this little watering reservoir up here on the top of the GreenStalk. You can just fill this up with water, you can put fertilizer in it, and it just seeps through and goes into each one of these containers. Now the fun part. Little Chandler strawberry plugs. So I'm just alternating first. Got a strawberry here. We should be harvesting fruit from these strawberries come spring, probably like around end of April, around May. We should be harvesting strawberries from this GreenStalk. So I'm just alternating strawberries, and then I'm going to put one of these beautiful red violas. These will be beautiful all throughout the winter up until it starts getting really hot, and then they'll die out. They don't like the heat. And when they die out, I'm just going to come in and replace them with some herbs. So I have strawberries and herbs in my GreenStalk for the summer. Next is another strawberry, and I'm just going to continue doing this all throughout my whole GreenStalk. I love my GreenStalk. In fact, I'd like to get a couple of more. There's just so many benefits to having one of these GreenStalks and growing in them. If you don't have a big space to garden, this is a great way to garden. It doesn't take up much room at all. There's so many different things you can grow in a GreenStalk. You can grow flowers. Now these violas are edible too, so you can grow edible flowers. You can grow herbs. You can grow small fruits like your strawberries here. And you can grow so many different vegetables. You can grow lettuces. You could turn one of these into a giant salad bowl with all different kinds of ingredients for a yummy salad. I've even seen people growing potatoes in a GreenStalk, and carrots and tomatoes and all different kinds of vegetables that you can grow in one. And they don't take up a lot of space, and they're super easy to garden in. And there we go. The GreenStalk is all planted and going to be really beautiful this winter, looking out my kitchen window or being out here on the porch and looking at this. It's gorgeous. Beautiful red violas and beautiful strawberry plants that's going to produce some wonderful fruit come spring. Christmas is just around the corner, y'all, and I think a GreenStalk will make an excellent Christmas gift. I just want to let you guys know that November the 20th through the 27th, GreenStalk is having a big Black Friday sale. I'll put all the details in the description here about the sale, and also make sure you use my link and my promo code to get an extra $10 off. I wouldn't mind having another GreenStalk for Christmas. I love mine. These are my window boxes that Jean made me here. This is my kitchen right through there. So right off of my kitchen windows, I can see my plants growing in my 3 window boxes here. And usually I plant them up with all different kinds of beautiful annuals and lots of different color and heights and trailers, and I do them up really fancy because I love looking out the window and seeing them. But for this winter, I am just going to plant these red violas that we just planted over in the GreenStalk. I'm just going to plant these in here, and I'm just keeping it very simple, and that's all I'm going to put in these window boxes. Right down there, I've got some beautiful ivy that's done really well. I had one on this other end, but it died. So I am going to get another ivy and replace this right here, put one here. But everything else in my window boxes is just going to be really simple this year, and I'm just going to do these red violas. Go. It's nothing fancy. It's super simple. I will come back and get another ivy and put it right there. And then I think I will, when I decorate, just pop in some little Christmas ball ornaments or something. Sometimes the simple is just better. This is my asparagus bed here. And it's pretty much died back. That frost that we had, the early frost that we had a few weeks ago, pretty much knocked it back. There's a little bit of green left on it, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut all these fronds down, these asparagus fronds, and clean this up a little bit. Put these in my compost pile. This was a tray of 50 plugs of Chandler strawberries that I got from Hoss, and I didn't use that many of them planting the GreenStalk, so I'm gonna replant in this bed here. This is my asparagus bed, and I had strawberries planted here, but they died this past summer. So I'm going to replant the strawberries here with the asparagus. I like to companion plant my strawberries and asparagus together. They make excellent companions. I've got a couple of videos out about that, and I'll put the links to those in the description here, so you can go check that out if you want to. I've got my asparagus planted down the center of this bed, and then I'm putting my strawberries all around the outside edge of it. This is my second raised bed that I have asparagus and strawberries in, and this worked out pretty good. I've still got half of a flat of strawberries here. On my GreenStalk, I did rotate, so I think there's like 32 planters in the GreenStalk, and so I probably planted 16 of these strawberries in it. And then I have had enough to replace the strawberries in both of these raised beds. So that's awesome. I'm excited about that. I thought I was gonna have to go get some. This is Ryan's Pink old-fashioned garden chrysanthemums, and they are just buzzing with all kinds of pollinators and beneficial insects here. I see so many different things here. There's some butterflies, there's I see some honeybees, some different little wasps. It's just buzzing with all different kinds of insects here. That's awesome. This is our little storage shed here, and I've got these 2 containers here. They have right now blue point junipers in them that I planted in there this spring. So I figured out that the blue point juniper will last me about 2 years in these containers, and then I have to take them out and transplant them. This is one that we transplanted from the pot this past spring. And then I have another one around at the front of the porch that we transplanted. And then before that, we've transplanted 2 of them over by the barn, and they're huge. I love planting an evergreen in my big containers because it's something that will be a thriller in that container. It'll be big, it'll be evergreen, it'll be year-round interest, and it'll give me about 2, sometimes 3 years in the container before I have to take them out and transplant them. And then I can use them in the garden or on the farm in the landscape somewhere. And it takes up some space in the container, so it don't cost as much where I have to buy a whole lot of annuals to fill it up. And then I can just come in and buy, you know, a couple of packs of pansies, pop those in there, a couple of packs of vinca, viola, whatever time of year it is, and just give me some seasonal interest in those pots, and they look amazing without costing so much money. For this container, I'm going to do some white snapdragons. I love snapdragons, they're so beautiful. So I'm just gonna do like 3 in each pot, and I think I'll do them to one side. I need to get another spiller for this. The spiller that I had in here died, so I need to get another one. And then the rest of this right here, I'm just going to plant these beautiful little red pansies with the yellow centers. I think these will be beautiful for Christmas. That's what I'm kind of thinking as I'm planting my containers, is, you know, kind of making some Christmas containers. So I'm using the reds and greens and whites. I'm not usually a warm colored person. I usually plant light pinks and you know, the antique pastel colors, but this year I decided I wanted to go with red. That's what I was feeling, so that's what I went with. That's the beauty of annuals. You can change them up every season. I'm just going to go ahead and prune these back a little bit. Actually pretty hard. And let them fill out. And there we go. In the containers here by my storage building, I've got Blue Point Juniper is my thriller. And I also have some white snapdragons right here. That could also be considered a thriller. And then we've got these beautiful red pansies here with the yellow centers. That's our filler. And I don't have a spiller in here. I need to go get a spiller and put in here. My Blue Point junipers are a little yellowed. They need some nutrients, so I'll get some fertilizer and fertilize this whole container. And then in my little rabbit container here, gifted to be me by my friend Terry Hannah, I planted some little white violas. These are very simple, nothing extravagant here, but it's just gonna add some color and some beauty during the winter time. Look at this beautiful Sasanqua camellia here. It is just blooming like crazy. It is gorgeous. I can't remember which one this is, but I'll look it up in my journal and I'll put it at the bottom of the screen here. So gorgeous. I've got a few more containers to plant, but I ran out of plants, so I need to make another trip to Petals from the Past, which I'm always happy to do, and pick up a few more things to finish out planting my containers. Thank y'all for hanging out with me and planting my containers with me today. I hope you all have a wonderful and happy and blessed Thanksgiving week, and I'll see y'all in the garden next week.